Oh, sorry about that. In the last video, I forgot to warn you to put your safety glasses on. This time, I forgot to tell you to buckle your seat belt. I really apologize for that. I'm going to have to get a little more safety minded. This is the next morning. Mike's home, and that's him running the welder there. If you notice, that is an arc welder, and he's pretty good with it. He's been doing welding for years and years, and he can run a pretty good bead and stick it together. My job is to get the parts lined up and get them ready so he can run his beads. Here in just a minute, I'll notice that when we put those parts on, those diagonal supports, that I actually put them on wrong, and they have a sharp edge sticking out. And you'll see me point here just in a second, where I realize, there you go, where I realize just exactly what mistake I'd made. So I grabbed the others and take them over to the saw and decide that I'm going to cut that angle off. If you look there right on the left-hand side, that ramp just moved to the back there, you'll see that piece of angle iron that's not painted coming up there. That's that diagonal brace that we put in. You see that sharp edge sticking up there, just exactly where that tire is going to fall down in there and get cut. That'll go right through a sidewall. So I'm going to have to come back with the angle grinder and dub that off. In the meantime, I'm back there cutting that corner off on the with the metal cutting saw. What do you think? Heat it kind of right in here where it's bent. Bottom seems to be pretty flat on this side. The other side, the bottom's twisted, but I think we can just bend this side through here, and I'll grab a hold of it at the end out here and try to pull it. Might have to grind some of that broken part off. Can't tell yet. What do you think?
Yeah.
All right. You think we ought to go ahead and take the grinder and knock that bottom off there, give plenty of clearance? All right, we'll do it that way. As we work on bending this channel iron out and getting it straightened out, thought I'd tell you what it was that broke it to start with. Most of the time when you move a trailer around, you mount it up onto a ball that is installed in a receiver hitch. Well, I tend to move the trailer around the farm using that little tractor right there, and I'm going to put an arrow right there next to the drawbar and show you that that ball sits right on that drawbar. And if when I'm backing it in or going forward and I turn it too sharp, that drawbar goes right underneath that hitch and hits right on that channel iron. And that's what broke it off on both sides. Years and years of abuse for me using that tractor to back that trailer in, turning it too sharp. So, with the new hitch that we have It sticks out just a little bit farther, and I shouldn't have that trouble. And I suppose I could just go ahead and watch it a little bit and not bang into it with the drawbar anyway. Once we get the two halves of that channel straightened back around to where they're somewhat in line, Mike goes ahead and welds up the crack that's in between them. The next step then is to take that sheet steel that I've got, it's 4" by 1/4" thick, and place that along the outside. We're going to stitch that in there to stiffen up that channel. That's what he's working on right here.
Okay, well, Mike is boxing in the front end. We've added 1/4" long sides here to stiffen it up a little bit because that was all split out. So we thought that boxing the front end here give it a little more strength. You'll end up making the trailer about 1/4 inch longer, but the hitch itself has about 3 inches more length in it. So we're going to go about 3 1/4 inches long. As soon as he gets this tacked in there, we'll be ready to set that hitch on there and get it welded. So the ball hitch is in place. Looks to me like it's pretty much a perfect fit. Don't have too much more to go and he'll have it in place. We just slip over then weld along that bottom edge there. Do I need to put more tools in your way, Mike?
We can adjust.
Sorry about that, I forgot to warn you. But we got the ramps primered up. Got a little more primering to do, just to keep them from rusting. I think at some point I'm probably going to paint this trailer, but boy, don't hold me to that. But at any rate, that primer there will keep the rust out a little bit. Got a requisite amount of drips on there. Go do that other side. It's got that covered. Ain't perfect, but it's covered. Don't see any drips in there. Maybe I can squirt it a little more and get it to run a little. Then you know you got enough on. Okay. Okay. Squirt a little on there. Okay, well, after that paint dries, we'll put in the trailer stand and we'll put these ramps on. See how she works. Okay, jack stand goes right like this. Okay, and let's just bolt her in. the tongue unit comes with threads in it. Got a little paint in them, it seems. Wasn't my paint. Real. Oh yeah, smart. Holding the lock washers right here in my hand. You haven't ever done that, have you? I don't think a lock washer works as well as on a flat washer as it does on a solid surface, but take all I can get. I'm not going to put Loctite on them. These things get bent up enough that I've learned you got to replace them from time to time, because there's always a stump or something that catches on them. So going with what I got. See if that ratchet wrench will catch on there. Oh yeah, plenty of room. I like it that they're kind of giving a little resistance going in, not enough to be cross-threaded, but enough that I know they'll help hold the bolt in place. I'm always leery of those bolts that go in so easy you can tighten them down all the way with your finger. Give them a one turn with a wrench and they're in. I'm always a little leery of those. They tend to be the ones that back out on you. These are just grade 5s. I don't see any real reason to put grade 8s in it. If you get that much stress on them, you probably bent something else anyway. Thing's torqued down to about, oh, let's call it 50 foot-pounds, something like that. You don't want to break them off. Put this little footy thing in there. I would find the sharpest rock in the driveway right there under my knee. That's a nylock nut there, so it'll hold. You know, I know you're not supposed to reuse nylock nuts, but to my knowledge, I've never had one come loose on me. All right. Well, do a little work on the wiring. Get it tied up there in a respectable location, and I think I'll be good to go. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna call that good. Okay. Well, go put the ramps on. Well, when you hook this up to the pickup, it's going to have about 16.5 inches of clearance to the ball, and that's pretty close right there. So let's see if my calculations came out right on the height of those ramps. Pick up my pins. Well, I'll put those on. We'll just see. And of course I got, yep, they're on the right side. So, start it. Well, we definitely added weight to them. They don't slide too bad though. One of these things about a 1/2 inch off the ground. By the time you get a load on it, they tend to bring the back of the trailer down onto the suspension. And let's just see. All right. Put the pin in there. Okay, so see what we got. So with the ramp down, got an acorn and a half of space underneath there. I'm gonna say that ain't too far off. And they're pretty close to plumb too. So I think we're gonna call that a success. Okay? Wonder how much heavier they are when I latch them up. I don't know. Let me check it out. Well, they ain't bad. Oh yeah, that ain't no thing. Oh, I like it. Oh yeah, perfect. So let's just look at what we got. Got those ramps on. Okay, they'll stick out here just about 13 inches or so farther now. No, not that much. Something like that. Let's call it a foot. Okay? And then up here, got our hitch on. Got our jack on. The only thing left to do is to make sure I don't run them ramps through that wall back there. So I'm going to move this stop block, this railroad tie I'm using right here. I'm going to move it forward another foot. I've got a pathway right along here that I can walk behind that trailer when it's parked in here to get in and out. But I'll be banging my knees on there if I don't do something about moving it away from this wall. So I'm gonna go ahead and move that out of here. About a foot. Okay, back her in. See what we got. Yeah, that worked out. Plenty of room to walk. So, welcome to your new home. Appreciate all of you hanging with me. Well, sorry about that. Last video I forgot to warn you to put your safety glasses on. This time I forgot to tell you to buckle your seat belt. I really apologize for that. I'm gonna have to get a little more safety minded. So let's set up here and watch that tractor load. Well, that works. Stopped that from drooping. It only went down till it hit the ground, and it bounced back up. Didn't have the backhoe on. That'll make it a little heavier, but same concept. Huh. I'm gonna call that successful first flight.